Hey everybody, it's Jess here with Let's Jess. Thank you so much for watching. This is my husband David.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
We have another taste test video for you guys. So, we are testing diet sodas. These are 0-calorie sodas. Which one is the best?
We figured since pretty much almost all of you, this is going to be somewhat part of your diet plan, that'd be good.
I know a lot. No, I will say this. I know a lot of people don't believe in diet sodas. They don't like them. They don't want to have anything to do with them. If that is for you, then we totally
we get it.
Get it.
You can turn and watch the next video on the list right now.
Or if you just want to watch to see what we think.
Right.
We're not going to get into a debate on like is diet soda good or bad for you, but we just thought we would do a taste test to let you see what we think of all the different tastes. Now we're not going to do a blind taste test.
No.
This is just taste it. We're going to rate it 1 to 10, and then we're going to tell you our ranking. And we have 6 diet sodas here to
starting with
number 1, my favorite, Diet Coke.
But here's the other thing. As we're showing you these, we're going to try to also wipe our mind clean as we can and try to be completely as objective as possible, because a couple of these I've never tried, and so I really want to. I think I've had 5 out of 6 of them, but I think there's one for sure I haven't tried, and I want to see what they taste like.
Number 2, this is the one David drinks the most.
I drink Diet Dr. Pepper almost every single day, and so this is going to be tough for me to wipe that out of my mind, but I'm going to try to be clean about it.
Number 3 is Diet Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is Pepsi Zero. Is that what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
Or Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Right. And the next one after that is Coke Zero. By the way, Pepsi, Coke, you guys are competing with each other doing the black labels.
Well, not only that, but they renamed Coke to Coke Zero Sugar.
And Pepsi is now Pepsi Zero Sugar. And then last but not least, Diet Mountain Dew.
Now this one is the most different because it's like citrusy, but we felt like so many people love Diet Mountain Dew that we had to include it. We didn't get into like the Diet Sunkist and all of it. They're diet root beers and stuff. These are just the main ones people love. So let's start with the baseline Diet Coke. And by the way, also while she's opening that, Diet Pepsi has silver as well, so you can tell the competition going on here. There's a big debate on what's better, Pepsi or Coke. We've always been Coke people.
I've been a Coke person most of my life. I've had Pepsi off and on.
I was really thirsty, so that hit the spot.
All I'm saying is if you taste regular Coke and then you taste Diet Coke, you can distinctly tell they are not the same formula. There is a very different taste.
Okay, next up is Diet Dr. Pepper. This is not my favorite usually. I feel like it has a really strong medicine-y taste.
Some people think that about Dr. Pepper. I almost wish we'd done this later because I wanted to compare Diet Coke to Diet Pepsi.
You did these in the order.
No,
oh, actually, no, we got them out of order.
But it's okay.
Okay. I just laid them out. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to Diet Pepsi.
No, we'll go to Diet Pepsi. I'll start this one. Have you ever drank Pepsi at all?
I only have Pepsi if we're somewhere and they don't have Coke. It's not my favorite, and usually I can tell right away if they bring me Diet Pepsi and I didn't know it was Diet Pepsi. I'm usually like, oh, wow, this is Diet Pepsi. Yeah, it has a very distinct Pepsi taste, which a lot of people really love.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. All right, next we're going to do the Pepsi Zero Sugar.
This is the one I've never had. So I'm actually interested to see.
I'm not sure if I've had it or not. I think maybe I have, but I don't know.
I've had Diet Pepsi before.
I like Diet Pepsi better than that. I don't like that.
This does have a very distinct different taste.
Pepsi has a very strong Pepsi flavor, and a lot of people, like I said, you either love it or hate it. And
define Pepsi flavor. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It's just this flavor that it has. I don't know how to describe it. I just can taste the Pepsi. It's almost like a pine sol. It's not, but that, I don't know, something like that to me. I don't know how to describe it. Okay.
Pepsi, we're not saying you put pine sol in your drink, so disclaimer on that.
I'm sure Pepsi's watching us.
Yeah, Coke Zero.
Coke Zero Sugar.
We've both had Coke Zero.
This is the one drink that we both agree on. If we have to share a drink, like we're at the movie theater or something,
we usually
a lot of times we'll get Coke Zero because I don't really want to drink Diet Dr. Pepper. He doesn't really want to drink Diet Coke.
But we can both agree on Coke Zero. Because back in the day, when we were teenagers especially, we both loved original Coke. And so this is kind of a throwback for us.
It definitely tastes like regular Coke. Although it almost tastes so much like regular Coke that it makes me not love it as much because I can almost Like that sugary taste that Coke had kind of makes me sick now. Like you cannot pay me to drink a regular Coke. And this reminds me so much of it.
Well, that's what I love about it is because it gives you the satisfaction as if you're getting the sugar, but you're not.
Okay. And I actually really like Diet Mountain Dew. It's one of the other diet drinks that I really like. I don't choose it all the time just because it's not as... Now, I will say the Diet Mountain Dew lids are hurtful.
Yeah, they're tough. Whoa. Ladies first.
Okay.
Remember, we're trying to be objective. We're trying to make sure we rate them as honest as we can. If there's something we like more about them.
The only thing I don't love about Diet Mountain Dew or probably Mountain Dew, I'm not a big Mountain Dew person. It doesn't taste as carbonated to me. Like it's not as strong, strong.
A little more flat.
It just is always like that. I mean, I like it okay. I like the flavor, but
I think a lot of it also is because regular Mountain Dew is so sugared.
Yeah.
It's incredibly sugared. It's one of the most sugared sodas there is.
And you can kind of taste the
that when you remove that, you take away a lot of the pop that you get when you drink a Mountain Dew. When you drink a Mountain Dew, your hands start shaking. It's so full of sugar.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these might tie for me because I don't know.
Fun fact, when I was younger, my dad would drink Diet Mountain Dew. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and need something to drink. And I didn't want to open the fridge because I didn't want to wake anybody up. So I got Diet Mountain Dew, but I didn't want to put ice in it. So I would drink Diet Mountain Dew hot, and it literally felt like gasoline.
Why did you drink it?
Because I didn't want to wake anybody up, but I needed to drink something.
Water?
That's what stupid kid. Just get some water or something like that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys my ranking first, unless you want to go first. I don't even know.
No, you can go first.
You can't see too good here.
Yeah, we're going to try to pull the numbers.
I'll just tell you. So, I don't know that you can see too good.
I hope you can. Yeah, they can see that.
Okay. The bottles are in the way. So, number one is still for me Diet Coke. It's what I'm used to. I'm sure if you weren't used to it, it might not be your favorite. But for me, it's number one. I ranked it a 9. In a close... second and third, this one was actually tied, but I probably could
break your tie.
It will be Coke Zero and Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew for me edges out Coke Zero.
Really? Wow.
Just a touch. And it's just because regular Coke kind of makes me nauseous, and this actually tastes so much like regular Coke.
Very interesting.
Next would be Diet Pepsi. This is another one. Oh!
Whoa.
Good thing the lid was on, but we're not going to open that for a while.
Yeah.
This is another one that if that's all they had, I could drink Diet Pepsi. It's definitely not my favorite,
right.
But I could drink it. Next would be Diet Dr. Pepper. This is another one that every now and then, if I'm really wanting a diet soda, and this is all that's in the house, I will drink that. And last but not least, I hated that. I got a 5 out of 10 or lower, if I'm being honest, and I did not like the Pepsi Zero. I'd much rather have Diet Pepsi over the Pepsi Zero.
Very interesting.
All right.
All right, so flip for me. I'm actually going to go in reverse order. I'm going to start with the one I like the least. The one I like the least is Diet Mountain Dew.
Seriously?
And the reason is because Diet Mountain Dew, like I said earlier, is so different than regular Mountain Dew. It does lose that.
I feel like it's very similar to regular Mountain Dew.
The taste function of it is the same, but the arcing flavor that comes from the sugar and the fizz, like she said, when we turned the cap, it didn't even hardly sizzle. Because it has a lot of that lacking in it, so that's why I didn't like it as much. Next after that
look how white I look in here.
Next after that is her next favorite, which is Diet Coke. Diet Coke. I've never been a Diet Coke fan. It is probably when we go to a restaurant and if she gets Diet Coke and I get Diet Dr. Pepper or something else, I know immediately when we have the wrong drink because it literally makes my lips turn. I had to. I'm just being honest. But thankfully we cleaned the palate before this, so I was used to it and ready for it. But I do not like Diet Coke at all. The next thing on my list was actually Diet Pepsi, so I'm going to leave that one.
You like Diet Pepsi over Diet Coke?
Oh, I do. I do not hate the Pepsi flavor. I'm not as big a fan of it as I am of Coke, but I don't hate it. But what I like about it is this tastes more like Pepsi than Diet Coke tastes like Coke to me. And so that's why, and I like Pepsi. I would drink a Pepsi as much as I would drink a Coke. And so,
Really?
yeah, I would.
Ugh,
But well, growing up, I had both. My grandparents drank Pepsi a lot, so I had it at their house. And so I'm not a.
Maybe that's why, like, growing up, nobody in my family.
Yeah, so I'm not a Pepsi hater, but I'm definitely more of a Coke lover. So,
okay.
And then the next one for me is Pepsi Zero. I put it right over here because, again, like I said before, this tastes more like Pepsi, and as Diet Pepsi does too. They have the same Pepsi flavor.
Tastes terrible. I hated that.
It's not my favorite.
As I say that, let me taste it again. I want to try to describe what it said.
But again, it tastes a lot like Pepsi. Has the same sugar tasting as Pepsi does, but it's not as strong as Pepsi.
Do not enjoy
and it's not as little.
This has a very pine sally taste.
But that's because you don't like Pepsi.
Is that what Pepsi tastes like?
Pepsi has a distinct taste. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a Pepsi flavoring that makes it like that.
Okay. I have heard a lot of you say you like the Pepsi Zero Wild Cherry or something. No, I probably.
Well, you put cherry in anything, it tastes better.
Yeah.
Okay, so then next for me, and of course, no shocker, is then Coke Zero and then Dr. Pepper. Coke Zero, again, like we've said, we both love the taste of regular Coke. We always have. Coke Zero tastes very much like that, just not as much sugar or pop as Coke is. And then what I love about Diet Dr. Pepper is what makes Dr. Pepper unique is that flavoring that she said is medicine-y. I call Dr. Pepper. I've never been a drunk or drank alcohol ever, but I've always heard Dr. Pepper is the Jack Daniels of Coke because it has a kick. It does have a kick that hits you in your throat when you drink it. And when you remove the sugar and remove the calories, Dr. Pepper still tastes like Dr. Pepper because of that flavoring. And so Diet Dr. Pepper, to me, is the shortest drop-off of the original of any diet soda. So when I drink Diet Dr. Pepper, I don't feel like I'm missing much because I just love the flavor of Dr. Pepper.
Okay,
so this is our order.
That is our order. You guys let us know.
What's your favorite diet soda?
And we're not, like I said, we're not going to get into debate whether diet soda is good or bad.
And we also say these are the big six that we can find pretty much anywhere you go. We know there's a lot of other kinds.
So if there's another one you like that we didn't list, definitely let us know what it is. I'm always interested in trying new things.
Yeah.
But I always go back to my original Diet Coke.
And I always go back to my original Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. So, and we can meet in the middle with Coke Zero.
Absolutely.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these kind of ranking taste test videos, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up so we know to keep making more of these.
And if you have any ideas on stuff you'd like us to taste and rank, please send it to us suggestions by leaving a comment down below.
And if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as hitting that bell right below or right beside it so that you can be notified when we post a new video.
Absolutely.
That is it for today, you guys. There's nothing else to say. We will see you guys back later.
Bye.
Bye.